match there today.
Letterland, Letterland, there could be no better land for meeting a duck, a man with a hat, an orange or two, and a caravel cat. So let's go to Letterland.
Serenity's got her unicorn out. We're swimming from some lands.
Water, walrus, wetterland, meet slithery Sam, a king who can kick, a quarrelsome queen, all meet noisy Nick. So let's go to Letterland, let's go to Letterland today.
All right. I hope you guys are ready for your minds to grow because Letterland today is bananas. Miss Atwood, where did I put my clicker? I can't turn it off if I don't have the clicker. And I've lost it. Okay. So,
Here it is.
I didn't even bring it over. So in Letterland today, we are working on learning a new vowel and a new sound. Okay? So if you can name the vowel that we already know, I want you to raise your hand. Can you get our vowel poster out, Miss Atwood?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see some thinking Lincolns. Rian, what's the vowel that we already know? Yes, Annie Apple says ah inside of words. So she is a vowel. We need her because we need a vowel in every word. Our new vowel that we're going to focus on today is impy ink. Oh, I pulled his card out already. He's right here. Thumbs up if you remember impy ink from last year. Good. So Annie Apple and impy ink aren't the only vowels. There's going to be, I'm going to ask you to bump it over just a little bit. There's going to be a ton of vowels that we end up working with. But right now, our focus is just going to be on impy ink. So what do you remember about him from last year, Serenity? Unmute, honey. Okay, go ahead. So, Allison, what do you remember about impy ink? Yes, it's rainbow ink and it's super special. It says impy ink starts words like it and insect with his I sound. So let's go ahead and do impy ink sound. And when we do it, we go like this because of his sticky ink. Okay? We're going to pretend we got it on our fingers and we're going to say like in ink. Good job. I want you to unmute yourself so I can hear you make those sounds for me. I got a bunch of monkeys over here. Good job. All right. So we're going to need impy ink in our words today. I'm going to put him up here. One of our word families is going to be impy ink with noisy nick. So if we have impy ink sound and noisy nick sound together they have the word family in. Go ahead and say that. In. We're also going to use impy ink with a friend we haven't talked about yet this year. I'm going to bring him closer so you can see. Give me a thumbs up if you remember this guy. Johnny, who is this? It is the letter X. So when we see his plain side in his alphabet, we say X. Our Letterland character is Fix-It Max. I want you to say that. And so his sound is at the end of his name in fix and max. So we're going to cross our arms over our chest and say X, to make his letter shape. Let me see you do that.
I haven't seen anybody do it.
There we go. It's because they're all frozen, Miss Allen.
Oh.
All right, so I want you to unmute and make his sound for me. Yeah, it sounds like a little bit like Kicking King and Sammy Snake together. Yes. So we're going to need him with Impy Ink for our other word family in this unit. Ready? We've got the Ix family. All right? So I know that they're not real words yet, but we are going to put things in front of them to help us make real words. Okay? We're also going to need this friend again. Clever Cat with Kicking King. We're going to put Impy Ink with those guys and make the ick family. Like when something is yucky or ooey. Yeah, and if that was an ew, we're going to make the ick family. But before we can make any words with all of these fun characters, we need to learn about a new sound. So I'm going to show you 2 picture cards, and then we're going to pull them up on the smartboard. Who do you see on my picture cards? Raise your hand if you know. Who are these Letterlanders? Unmute and say them. Yes, you got it. Thank you. So, you'll see Talking Tess and Harry Hatman on 2 different cards because they make 2 different sounds when they sit next to each other. Okay? So, the first sound we're going to look at is this one here. And I'm going to get really close so that you can see Harry Hatman and Talking Tess are sticking out their tongues. I want you to stick out your tongue too. I'm going to turn so you can see Miss Atwood. Okay? Now, say the word thunder with your tongue out. Thunder. Okay? That's going to be the key word that goes with these letters because I can see the thunder clouds up above them. The story says, when 2 thunder clouds bump overhead, you will find both Tess and Harry Hatman frowning as they stick out their tongues. They whisper, thunder, thunder, thunder. I want you to unmute and whisper that to me. Thunder, thunder, thunder. I hear some friends. Thank you. Rakaya, were you raising your hand for something, honey? What do you want to say?
Talking Tess and Harry Hatman. Talking Tess, she was up behind Harry Hatman, and then she kind of annoyed him, and he covered his ear.
Kind of, yeah, but she's actually helping him a little bit in this situation because she's going up to him and comforting him about the thunder. They whisper it together, thunder. But you're right, Harry Hatman does not like loud noises, so he's covering his ears. The other one that we have, okay, is not whispered like it is in thunder. You can hear it a little bit better. It says, Talking Tess knows Harry Hatman hates loud noises, so whenever there are thunder clouds overhead, she hurries to his side and says, there, there. So I want you to say, there, there. There, there. Good job. So the first one was a whispered, but in this one, you can hear it better. It's the sound. Can you say like in there, there. So it kind of tickles your tongue a little bit more than it does when you just whisper it as. So we have and. But I'm going to put the story up on the screen for you because I think Letterland does a really fun job of explaining it. Okay? So, when you get on the Letterland website and you click on Meet the Letterlanders, today you can go to Impy Inc. and click on him and hear his story since we're going to be working with him. You can keep going down and find Fix-It Max and click on his story since we're going to be working with him. But if you keep going past all of these blends and into our diagraphs, you'll find both Harry Hatman and Talking Tess sounds right next to each other. Okay? This one only has a sound to it. It's that there sound. But the other one has the story. So if you click the second one, you can switch to the song, the chant, or the story. So let's listen to the story.
Talking Tess spends a lot of time making her tiny t sound in many words. But have you ever noticed that Tess and Harry Hatman make a completely different sound when they're together? Talking Tess blames it on the weather. Talking Tess knows Harry Hatman hates loud noises. So whenever there are thunderclouds overhead, she hurries to his side saying, "There, there." Tess and Harry are hurrying home from the theatre to get away from the thunder. Nobody else seems bothered by the thunder. The girl on the throne hasn't put away her thimble and thread yet, and the athlete by the thatched cottage is still throwing his javelin. Thankfully, I think the thunder won't last more than 3 seconds.
All right. So that was the story that goes with the and sound. But you have a song and a chant that you can be practicing that I'm not going to play today. So you can get on the Letterland website and check on both of those things so that you can learn more about Harry Hatman and Talking Tess next to each other. Can you actually turn those lights back on? Is that what I turned them off for the video? But
Okay.
we are going to start building some words because you're going to need these words when you go to read your list today. Okay? So, we're going to start with Impy Ink and Noisy Nick. And the first word I want has Firefighter Fred up front. So I want you to tap these sounds with me and see if you can read this word. Ready? In. A little bit faster. In.
Fin.
If you know this word, I want you to unmute and say it. Fin. Very good. Fin, like something a fish would have. So let's go ahead and change the to a sound. Can you figure out this word now? In. Unmute and say it if you know it. Thin. Very good. Like the opposite of thick is thin. You got it. All right. So what if we put Firefighter Fred back there for a second, and at the end, I put Fix-It Max. Can you solve this word with me? Say the sounds. One more time. Hey, Unmute if you know it. Fix, like when something is broken and you have to do something to fix it. Good job. Okay, let's try, put Fix It Max back here. Let's try one that has Kicking King and Impy Ink in it. Let's make the word with Peter Puppy up front. Tap these sounds. Ick. One more time. Ick. Unmute and say it. Pick. Yeah, what's something that you like to pick at your house, Miss Atwood? You shared them with me the other day.
Blueberries.
Or
My blueberries.
blueberries and
Plums.
grapes.
And grapes.
She shared some special grapes with me the other day, and I didn't think they were that great. But she likes to pick them at the bushes, right? And off
Yeah.
the trees at her house. So let's switch Peter Puppy to our new
Ooh.
sound. Okay? Stick your tongue out and say it. Ick. If you can read it, unmute and say it.
Good job.
Thick.
Good job.
Yes. So we already did thin, which is skinny, and now we're doing thick, which is wider. You got it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and spin our board around here so that you can see all the words that we're going to be working on in this unit. Okay? Check out this first column. These are going to be all of our in words. In words. Okay? So, today's job in Seesaw is to use your tractors, trains, planes, and helicopters to practice reading these words. So remember, the tractor is when you push the sounds like this. Wah, in, win. And then the train goes a little bit faster. It's steady reading. Win. The plane is super fast. Win. And then the helicopter is the one that gets to bounce all around. So you're only going to record your helicopter voice for me, but you need to practice reading these words until you can get to the plane and read them super fast. Okay? So we've got win, pin, and fin. Go ahead and unmute so that you can read them with me. Ready? Win, pin, and fin. Okay, a little bit faster. Win, pin, fin. Good job. All right, so now we're going to move Impy Ink over here. And we're going to put Impy Ink with Kicking King and Clever Cat. Now remember, we need both of them at the end of words. Some of my friends on the spelling test put just Clever Cat at the end. Okay? Clever Cat usually starts words, but she won't sit by herself at the end because she wants to watch Kicking King do all of his kicks. So we need both of them at the end for the ick family. Alright? So if I get my tractor out, I've got ick, pick, ick, thick, and ick, kick. Now you're going to see Kicking King starting this word because he's so proud of how high he can kick that he wants to be in the front of that word since it's part of his name, Kicking King. So we need him in the front and the back in that word, kick. Okay, I want you to unmute so you can read them with me. Start at the top with me. pick,
kick,
thick, and kick. Okay, a little bit faster. Ready? Pick, thick, kick. You guys are rock stars. We have one more. Okay? So here, Impy Ink is going to bounce to that side, and she needs Fix-It Max. So that we have the X family. Alright? We've got 6, like the number of maybe how old you are, and fix, like when you have to change something that's broken. So go ahead and unmute so you can read these two with me. X, 6, and X, 6. All right. So again, if you have to go, we understand. Just know that this will be on Seesaw for you to do in the helicopter. So after you practice, you can record your voice just bouncing around to words and reading them like the helicopter, okay? But we're going to go ahead and split into 2 groups right now to practice more with our sound.